I'm Linda from Barlates Body Blitz, and this is my fur baby Minnie. Hopefully she's not going to be too distracting today. So today is triple burn mat. For today's workout, all you will need is a step or some sort of elevation. You don't want it super high, but something that you can put all your weight on, so it needs to be sturdy. A mat, which I'm going to be using on top of my elevation for some of the exercises so that it's not uncomfortable. You can use a towel. You'll also need a mat on the floor for the abdominal section. I also have some light hand weights. They're just 1 kilo or 2.2 pounds. They're just to increase the intensity of some of the abs exercises, and a Pilates band. So this one is a medium tension band. If you don't have a band, you might want to use resistance tubing instead, or you could even use some slightly heavier hand weights. We're going to be putting it across the hips, putting our feet up on here to do some glute raises. So that's what it's going to be for. So you find some sort of equipment that you can use instead if you don't have it. We're going to start off with a little bit of a warm-up, and then we're going to do an overload principle where we start with the most intense segment, go to slightly less intense, and then the easiest. And we're going to go through 6 different rounds. So there's going to be 2 rounds for lower body, 2 rounds for upper body, and 2 rounds for abs and core. So are we ready? I want you to come into a kneeling position and just keep your legs slightly narrower than hip width apart, so a little tiny gap in between. And all we're going to do is sit back and then press up. So your arms are coming in front and you're squeezing up with your glutes. You've got your tummy button drawn in and you're trying to keep your shoulders nice and relaxed, and you're pushing forward at the top, squeezing your glutes and tucking your hips forward. Down and up. So I'm just tapping my butt to my heels and then coming straight back up. And my arms are just kind of floating through space at the moment. 8 more. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to go side to side, actually touching our glutes down. So this is quite an advanced move. You might want to get your heels out of the way and move your calves to the side as you sit your butt down. That makes it slightly easier. Now I'm reaching my arms overhead on an angle and then coming back to center. So still tucking my hips in the center, keeping everything drawn in, nice tall spine, over and down. So this should be like a nice dynamic stretch at the same time, and up, down and up. Reaching with those arms, stretching out, and also feeling the waistline as you're leaning slightly to the side. 6 more, and 5, and 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now come back up to kneeling, and I want one leg out on an angle, 45-degree angle, and we're going to sit back and then tuck forward. So you're angling your body towards that side where the knee is pointing, and you're sitting back just as low as you can go, and then tucking those hips on the angle. So squeeze your glute once again, down and squeeze. So this is a dynamic stretch on the hamstring at the front there, and you're also going to feel the front of thigh and your glute. Now if you can't go this deep, then just stick your butt out and across, okay? So if that is bothering your knee, then do that option. 4 more, and 3, tapping down all the way, 2, and last 1. And we're just going to switch that up. So this way with the leg, and you've got this one more to the front, but your foot is slightly towards the back, and it's down, push, down, push forward. Breathing a little bit harder now as we're starting to use those bigger muscle groups. Down and forward. So pressing your hip to the front, really exaggerating that push with your glutes. Arms are long. Remember your option. This is your option if you don't want to touch all the way down with that butt. 4 more. Forward 3, 2, and last 1. Awesome job. Now we're going to use our step. So I'm just going to have to move Minnie because otherwise I'm going to put my feet on top of her. So we're going to start with the band across the hips, and then we're going to elevate our feet. So you put your feet up on the support. I want you to be quite close here, and then you can lie all the way down and put that band across your hips and then really anchor it to the floor. So you need to create your tension here. This is going to be the hardest section, so I want you to anchor it down and then test it. So when you're up here, you're up on your shoulder blades, your tummy's in, your knees are in line with your hips, and you're anchoring that band, really creating some big resistance. Then we're just going to go down and push up. Down and push up. So I'm not coming all the way down. I'm going to come down, and then the emphasis is on the up. So down and push. Pushing your hip bones to the ceiling, finding that resistance in the band. You hold the band how you prefer. It doesn't matter how you hold it. The main point is that you need resistance there. So you're coming down, pressing up. My feet are flat, but my weight is in the heels. So I can wiggle my toes here. You're blowing out on the up. Really pressing high. Squeezing, squeezing. So keeping your legs in parallel will help you to feel more muscle groups. So you've got a front of thigh. You've got a little bit of hamstring there. You've got your glutes for sure. And even a little bit of inner thigh. Can you feel that? Up. So a few more like this. Really stretch out. I want a straight line from your knees to your hips at the top there. Up. Breathe. Squeeze. So it's almost like a little hold at the top of the move. Let's go 6 and 5 and 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now lose the band, but keep your legs up there. Readjust if you need to. This time I want you to walk your feet out wider and knock your knees together. Keep going down and up. Down and up. So now you're pressing those knees together, which means you're getting more inner thigh. Still front of thigh, still glutes, but more inner thigh. So I want you to press up using those glutes, making fists out of them. Down and up. Straight reps here because I want you just to focus. Focus on the feeling. Focus on straightening out at the top. Focus on pushing your entire pelvis to the sky. Focus on pressing your knees together. Breathe out at the top and keep your heels on the floor, on the step with your toes slightly up. So you should be able to wiggle them. That way, if you keep the weight in your heels, you're going to feel more weight in the hamstrings and more work there. Down and up. Down and up. Just squeeze it and think about shaping those glutes. A few more like this. Then we're going to grab the band again, but we're going to continue on the floor. So we're going to lose the elevation. Make sure it's a quick transition. So maybe even get the band ready and put it across your hips so that you can just put your feet down when we're done with this elevated section. 6 more, and 5, and 4, 3, 2, and 1. So quickly put your feet down. I'm going to try not to get Minnie. Sorry, Minnie, you're going to have to move. Now this time I want your feet together and I want your heels touching and your knees wide. Make sure you've got that across your hips. Come back up. Now as you come down, close together. As you come up, apart. Down and up. So you're on the mat now, which means you need to pull harder on that band to get that intensity. It's down together, up, open, and push. Remember, you're pushing those hips all the way up. Weight is still in the heels, should be able to lift those toes. down and open up. Close down, open up. Come on, this is the last little part. It's definitely easier because we're not elevated. I'm just tapping down and straight back up. So don't rest at the bottom. So down and open. So you should feel your outer thighs and your inner thighs engaging here, as well as front of thighs and glutes. 8 more. 7, choke up on that band. 6 and 5, 4 and 3, 2 and 1. Nice job. First round is done. Now we're going to go on top of our step, and we're going to put our mat on there so that our knee doesn't get sore. So just put it on however, and we're going to kneel on that, okay? Kneel on top. So hands are going to be at the edge, and we've got one leg off. So your leg is directly in line with your hip out to the side. Now make sure your hips and your chest are facing down, and we're just coming up and down. Up and down. So you're tapping down and straight back up. Your kneecap is facing to the front. Tummies are in, backs are flat, and try to get that leg up as high as your hip height. If you want to go higher, go higher. If you want this to be tougher, put on ankle weights. You can make it your own, all the way up and up. So make sure here that your spine is nice and flat, your tummy's in, and you'll have a tendency to lean towards the back, which is actually quite normal, but I want you to fight to keep as central as possible. Up and down, up and down. So using this elevation increases that range of motion, which means it makes the exercise a lot tougher. Keep breathing. Next, we're going to go onto the floor in this exact same position and continue with that straight leg to the side. 8 more like this. 7, 6, 5, come on, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Quickly come down, move your step out of the way, exactly the same position here. Leg is out to the side, line yourself up, and it's lift and down. Lift and down. So you want to make sure now that your supporting knee is kind of in between your hands. That's going to help you have a better base of support so that your core is engaged and your back is flat. Now, if this is too much, you can come down on the back elbow, and that will help you to stabilize even more, okay? But if you're doing this, make sure you lift your leg more because it's actually slightly easier than if you're up here. So this one here engages the muffin top area here as well. So why not multitask, right? A few more like this, and then all we're gonna do is bend the leg and continue. Breathe out on the up. Keep that leg long, point that toe, and make sure you're not slouching in the shoulders. 6 more. Up. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now bend the leg, and it's hydrants. And it's up. So exactly the same exercise, but instead of having a straight leg, you've got a bent leg. So much easier, right? So now focus on your form. Push out of those shoulder blades. Make sure you're not leaning towards the back too much. Try and stay centered. Come all the way up. Breathe out as your leg raises. Tummies are in, backs are flat. A few more. And this is your option still. If you prefer, it definitely makes things easier, especially on the supporting leg. A few more like this, and we're doing the same thing to the other side. Up and up. Again, ankle weights if this isn't hard enough for you. 8, 7, 6, come on, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome job. Now coming to the other side, exactly the same thing. So I'm just going to switch around, put my step there, and get on top safely. So this time, the other leg is going to be out to the side. And we've got our body aligned with that step. Our tummy's in, our back is flat, pushing out of the shoulder blades, and just start raising. Now, this side was the supporting side on the other side. So you're going to feel this straight away. It's going to be tougher than the other side. But next time you do this workout, why not start on this side first? So switch sides every time. Point the toe, keep the leg long. Try to make sure your kneecap is to the front, not turning up to the ceiling. And it's all the way up. You can come down on that back elbow if this is too much for you. And try not to rest too long at the bottom. I know it's tempting just to keep it down there for a few more seconds, but don't do it. Fatiguing now, feeling the outside of those glutes, your outer thighs, your hips, your obliques, multitasking. 6 more. 5, then we're on the mat. 4, 3, 2, and 1. So coming down safely, moving your equipment, coming into that same all fours position. Leg is out to the side. Make sure you're aligned and you're raising. Raising. So check that your thigh is kind of lined up in between your hands. Okay? Tummies are in. And it's up. This is your option. Up. Up. It kind of takes some pressure out of the supporting leg. But if you do this, you should be able to raise a little bit higher. Make sure your kneecap stays to the front of the room. Just keep breathing. Breathing is so important. Oxygen to the muscles will help get rid of some of that lactic acid. And the lactic acid is what's making it burn. Up. Come on, a few more, then we're bending it. And then we're done with this segment. Up. Come on. 6. 5. Get it up high. 4. You can do this. 3, 2, and 1. Keep going. Bend it. So we're not stopping. We're trying to keep that momentum going. Up. Are you squeezing your glutes at the top? Get it up high enough that you feel your outer thighs and your outer glutes engaging at the top, okay? This bent leg position is so much easier, so you've got to make the most of it. Directly out to the side, up as high as you can get it, up. Come on, make sure you're pushing out of the shoulder blades. Do not slouch. A few more and we're on to upper body. Let's go for 8, 7, 6, create your own resistance. 5, 4, down with control. 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Now you don't need your mat for the next one, so get that out of the way, but you do need your elevation. So we're going to start with our feet up on the step. Make sure it's nice and stable. We're going to come into a down dog position. Our feet are going to be up on the step, and then our fingertips are going to be slightly turned in. We're going to be doing a shoulder push-up. So you're in a V, your tummy's pulled in, and your butt is up in the air. Then we're going to lower, and we're going to lift. So that's the exercise, lower and lift. Now, depending on how strong you are, you might find this is just not doable, in which case you can do this set on the floor as well, with your feet on the floor. But if you can, even if you're only bending this little tiny bit, see how I'm just micro bending my arms? If you can, then just do a few. So make sure you're looking back at the step and you're trying to get the top of your head towards the floor. I know it's tough, we're not doing many, but this is such a good total upper body workout. 6, 5, you can do little ones. 4, tummies are in. 3, 2, and 1. I know it's tough. Come down, swing the arms, get some life in. Now we're doing it on the floor, exactly the same thing. So your fingertips need to be turned in slightly. You're coming up into that down dog position. It's up to you if you want your heels down or slightly up. Tummies are in, you're in that V, and you're coming down and up. So this time, you should actually be able to tap the top of your head to the mat. Down and up, down and up. Still tough, but definitely easier, right? Definitely a little bit easier. Now if you can't, then tiny ones. Look, tiny. Just tiny bend press. 6 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come down. Shake it, shake it. This time our hands are on the step, so this one's going to be considerably easier. So make sure you're still in that down dog. Your fingertips are turning in, your butt is up, and it's down and up. So now I'm tapping my head to the step and coming back up. Tummies are in, backs are flat. You should feel the top of your shoulders engaging. It's down and up. All the weight into those hands. Forward. Down and up. Come on, a few more. I know this is the final fatigue. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, tap each time, and 1. Ouch. Okay, get some life back in. Rotate, other way. Now we're going to put the mat back onto the step and we're going to do back extensions. So, put the mat wherever you need to so that your hips don't dig in, however you prefer. And we're going to put our entire body onto the step. Now make sure that you have got your weights handy because we're going to be using them in front of us. So make sure you're comfortable here, nice and flat, and you want to make sure that your feet can move. Okay, so can your feet come up and down? They're slightly wider than the step, and they're going to come up and down as you bring your arms up and down. Okay, so you need to align yourself in such a way that you can do that. So your legs are in a V, the legs are wider than the step. You're going to keep your gaze downwards, very important. Do not crane your neck to look at me. Your arms are going to be slightly bent. They're not going to be straight, slightly bent, and we're going to come everything up, everything down. All of it up, all of it down. So we're tapping all the way down with our arms and our legs, squeezing up and down. So my arms are coming slightly wider on the up and then back in line with the shoulders down. Blow out on the up and back down. Slow and controlled, looking at the mat, keeping your neck in nice alignment with your spine. Everything up and it's down. Everything up and it's down. So this is like a crunch for your spine. Instead of doing an abs crunch, you're feeling this back crunch. Everything up and it's down. Come on, a few more like this, and then we're going to use the band instead, and it's down. 6 more and down. 5 more and down. 4 down. This is getting tough. 3, squeeze your glutes as well. They're part of your core. And 1 and down. So put your weights away, get your band. You can either bunch up the ends or you can fold it in half depending on how heavy your band is. Now this time I want your hands in front, okay? So you need to keep them straight. And we're gonna go a little bit faster. So breathe in through the nose, breathe out through the mouth. Now, everything up and down, everything up and down. Look at your mat and slightly pull out on the band. So we're going slightly faster, everything up and down. If this is too much for you, you can either lose the band or just do the upper body or just do the lower body. You could even lose the elevation, which we're going to do next. Everything up and down. Everything up and down. I want you to pull out at the top slightly. That's going to engage your lats. 6 more, and 5, and 4. I want it high. 3, and 2, and 1. Now quickly come off the elevation. I'm going to move that out of the way and come down onto the mat. Exactly the same position. Bunch up your band, everything straight. Now I want you to look down at your mat and we're going to go even faster. We're going to come up and stay up and pulse. Not many, I promise, okay? Breathe in through the nose, breathe out through the mouth. Now come up and pulse up. Pull slightly out on the band. Pulse, pulse. Long legs. Pulse, pulse. This is on the floor. It's slightly easier. Pulse, pulse. If you want to, you can lose the band. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, down. Okay, come back for 1 second into child's pose. Another deep breath in. And then roll it up. Okay, so now you can get rid of your step because we will not be using that anymore. So I'm just going to move that. And you just need one weight. We're going to come to the floor and we're going to put the weight in between our feet. So make sure it's nice and comfortable and make sure it's really wedged in there, okay? So however you want to put your feet, I like to put my heels and toes touching. My knees are slightly turned out here. You can come all the way down. I like to put my hands behind my head and even slightly lift up so I'm engaging my upper abs. We're going to do down and up with a little poke at the top. So it's going to be down and up, poke up. It's down and up, poke up. Now if the hands behind the head are not working for you, you can lie all the way down and you can even put your hands underneath your butt. That's the easiest option. I want you to try to keep your legs straight here. If this is too hard, you can just come down a little way and then push up. Come down a little way and then push up. But if you can come down all the way and push up, keeping in mind this is the hardest option, okay? So you know that after this one, it's going to get easier. Down and up, poke it up. Down and up, poke it up. A few more like this, come on. Down and up, poke it up. So you're using your lower abs to push up overhead. Don't swing your legs, and up. 6 more like this, and up. Remember, you can just go down and up here, and up. 4, belly button in. 3, and up. 2, and up. Last one, and up. Now very carefully grab that weight, and we're not using that one. Now this time I want your legs in a V, they're slightly further out. Same thing, down and up and poke up. Down and up, poke up. So I'm keeping my hands behind my head, but remember your option. This is your option. You can lie all the way down. Down and up, poke up. Keep your legs really active here. Push to the ceiling. Down and up, push to the ceiling. So if you're up like this, your upper abs are engaged too, but we are working upper abs next. So keep that in mind with your choice of how you're lying at the moment. Remember to push, a tiny push from the lower abs. It's not a swing like this, okay? That's not the exercise. It's down and up, stop, push up. Down and up, stop, push up. A few more like this. Breathe out as you push. 6 more, and up. 5 more, and up. 4 more, 3 more, keep your legs wide, 2 more, you can do this. Last one, and up. Guess what? Knees together, feet together. We're gonna go down and up with bent legs, yay! And up. If you wanna keep your upper abs engaged, lift up, down and up, or easier version, down and up, reverse curl, down and up, reverse curl. Once again, you're not doing this. It's not that, it's a push it up. Push your shins up to the ceiling. Down and up, push it up. Try to keep your knees and your feet connected. May as well squeeze the inner thighs here. The more you engage the inner thighs, the more you're gonna feel the lower abs engaging as well, okay? It's all connected. Down and up, push up. 6 more. Down and up, push to the ceiling. 5 more. You can do this, keep going. 4, just don't stop. 3, we need to keep overloading the muscle. 2, that's what's going to train it and shape it. Last one, and up. Nice job, okay? We've done lower abs, now we're doing upper abs. I'm going to use my weights for this one. One in either hand. I want you to C curve, so grab behind your knees and blow out all the air and curve back. So the C curve principle is that your chest is slightly forward, your belly button's in, and it's like a C, okay? Make sure your shoulders are slightly forward. Now grab your weights, and we're gonna start with the hardest one. Your feet are hip width, and you're anchoring your heels. You've got your hands up by your ears, and we're just gonna press back from there. Press back and tuck your hips. You're tucking your hips, pushing your belly button to the back. Your arms are slightly in front, and just keeping your arms up like this is making it tougher. The further you go back, the more you're going to feel your upper abs. By tucking hard, you're also engaging your lower abs. So blow out as you push back. Push. This should be tough, people. I know that we are really taxing all of those muscle fibers in the front of the abs, but we just worked our back before, so we need to hit it hard. 8 more. 7, push back. 6, all the air out. 5, come on. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Don't stop. Deep breath in, readjust. Now the arms are in front, and same thing. Now because your arms are in front, it's easier, so maybe sink lower. Can you blow out? Blow out. Push your spine towards the back, but push your arms forward so you're still keeping that C shape. I know it's a little bit more on a horizontal level now because we're so far back, but remember, you can be here. This is totally fine. Just tuck more if you're up there. Tuck and push. Tuck and push. Arms are strong. If this is too much, drop the weights early, but we're all going to drop them in a second. Come on, push and push. 8, 7, get low. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Don't come up. Drop the weights. One arm is up, one arm is forward. 20, 19, 18, come on. 17, 16, push. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. You can be up here. 10, 9, tuck hard. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay low, switch the arms. Last 20, that's it. 2, 3, 4, come on. 5, push back. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 more. 10, 9, 8. You can be up here. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and done. Just come up, deep breath in, straighten your spine, release there. We're gonna lie down on our front. Congratulations, you are done. That was 6 rounds, 3 sets each round, and you have completed it. So come down, deep breath in, and push up. So you're stretching the front of your abs here. feels fabulous. Deep breaths, come down again. And one more time, breathe in through the nose and breathe out all the way up. So short and sharp workout, hitting nearly every muscle group in the body. Come back and just make sure your fingers are really far in front, pushing your armpits down to the mat. Deep breath. All on the mat, using elevation, using the weights, very light weights and a band to increase that intensity. Come to the side and I want you to reach over and over. Over and over. Really long. Obliques definitely got a lot of work there. Even when we did those leg raises to the side, switch your knees to the other side. Over and over. So that's why we didn't really need to have to work the obliques as well when we did our ab section, because they did get a bit of work inadvertently while we were doing the other exercises. And over, one more time each way. Over and over. Now bring one leg in and the other leg to the side, and then reach and then flex your foot and just bring your chest towards that thigh. And if you want to, you can point and flex here. And then keep that leg out to the side and lean down, so you're going to get your inner thigh here. We did lots of inner thigh work with those glute raises where we had the knees together. And then just come to the side and bring your heel in towards that glute, stretching the front of thigh. That feels good. And then we're going to swing that around, other leg. Come over, come forward, and then just point and flex here, bringing your chest towards your knee. And then walk yourself to the front, coming down, keeping that leg nice and wide out to the side there. Then swinging to the side and bringing your heel in, stretching the front of thigh. And then sit in a cross-legged position, and we're just going to lean our body forward, and you're going to feel the leg that's in front, you're going to feel the hip and your glute and your outer thigh stretching. That feels fabulous. Oh, I love a good glute stretch. And then switch the leg that's in front, and same thing. Deep breaths. So because we kept the pace fast and a lot of the exercises were compound exercises, your heart rate would have gotten up quite a bit even though we're on the mat. So that's always a good thing, right? Now get your band, and we're going to use that to stretch the arms. You can fold it in half or bunch up the ends, and just overhead, push slightly behind and just tip side to side. Ah, that feels good. The shoulders got work the most. Bring your hand up and the other hand down, side to side. Those push-ups are no joke, those shoulder push-ups. I understand that they're pretty hard, but you can work your way up to them. Even if you just start on the floor, bring your hands up, stretching your biceps and your triceps, lean forward slightly. You can do all of the easiest options for these exercises. You don't need to elevate. You can lose the weight. So there's ways of modifying so that you can still do this workout, okay? Put your hand on your knee and twist to the back, tall spine. So if you went through this and you thought, no way, I just can't do it, then please don't give up. Other side. But try next time just to do the easiest versions, and then next time just the intermediate, and just work your way up to it. Use lighter weights, use an easier band, use a lower elevation, whatever you need to keep challenging yourself. Just swing your arms a few times and bring that across. Push it in and down. Tip your head over. Other side. Across. Head to the side. And that is it. Thanks so much for joining me for Triple Burn Mat. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you at the next workout.